last year in Israel. Israel carried out what was considered its biggest land grab in 30 years in the occupied West Bank, seizing a swathe of land in the Jordan Valley. The valley is the West Bank's most fertile region for agriculture and would be an important part of any future Palestinian state. DW's Fanny Facsar went to the village of Beit Dajan in the edge of the Jordan Valley and looked at how expanding settlements and aggression from some settlers there are putting things at risk.
Tomatoes of various sizes fill this greenhouse, ready for harvest. In the past couple of years, cultivation boomed, but now farmers face serious challenges.
We come here to work, but settlers and soldiers arrive, inspect our IDs and prevent us from doing our jobs.
Yazid works in one of more than 200 greenhouses in Beit Dajan, a small village in the occupied West Bank. A lot of people depend on agriculture to make a living. But most recently, an important water well has been destroyed by radical settlers, Yazid tells us.
They put cement in the main water supply line, which brings water from the soil upwards. See, it's all cement. It's a feeling I cannot describe. All farmers here are affected. We have a lot of farmers who invested in the agricultural sector in Beit Dajan.
We are in the Jordan Valley region, a gem of natural beauty in the occupied West Bank. And its lowlands are among the most fertile areas in the territory. Villages like Beit Dajan have benefited from this rich soil. Many people here moved back to the village for work after Israeli authorities revoked their permits to work in Israel post-October 7th. The head of the village council here has been supporting greenhouse projects, but further expansion is on hold as access to land is becoming limited.
The workers were fired in Israel. They had no source of income, so they shifted to agriculture. Our goal was to expand agriculture. We paid the price. The price is the colonial Zionist occupation, which is being backed by settlers. They have begun harassing us.
The village is near an area that the Israeli authorities have declared state land. In 2024, Israel confiscated more than 20 square kilometers of the Jordan Valley, the largest land seizure in the West Bank in decades. Israel has earmarked this land for new settlements, although the international community considers settlements in the West Bank illegal under international law.
While construction doesn't start right away, these official Israeli policies seem to embolden settlers. They often intimidate and sabotage Palestinian farmers nearby, and this comes on top of chronic problems. Getting tomatoes produced here, like this one, to larger markets is often very difficult. Reaching Ramallah, for example, can take so long that the produce risks rotting along the way.
Restrictions on movement have significantly increased since October 7th. This checkpoint here near Ramallah is just one of several this truck from Beit Dajan must cross until the tomatoes finally arrive at their destination. For many vendors across the West Bank, all these delays often lead to less income.
In the past, from Nablus to here, we needed about an hour. Now we need more than 3 hours. At the same time, our income has decreased by half.
Shops depend on the steady flow of vegetables from the Jordan Valley to survive.
It means everything. It is our income. It's our life. We have nothing else.
During the past decades, more than half of the Jordan Valley has been seized through Israeli settlement expansion, Nasser Jahoub explains. He has been seeking compensation from a Palestinian fund for people affected in the agricultural sector. The matter, however, extends beyond business. It's political.
It is systematic because they want to build the big Israeli state without Palestinians, only for Jewish people, only for Israeli people.
Israel continues to confiscate land in the Jordan Valley and other parts of the occupied West Bank. As we drive through the region, we see countless billboards like these advertising new settlement housing. The United States says it won't accept Israeli annexation of the West Bank, de facto Palestinians say it's taking place, bit by bit, every day.
And let's get more. DW senior international correspondent Fanny Facsar filed that report. She joins us now. We heard in your report how settlements in the occupied West Bank have been ramped up since October 7th. Walk us through what's happening and what the intent is here.
The main goal is the goal what's been basically consensus here for many decades amongst politicians that represent the right-wing and the far-right political spectrum of Israel, and that is to confiscate more and more land to ultimately either partially or fully annex the occupied West Bank. So that's been advocated for many decades. That's not new. What is new since October 7th, 2023, since Hamas militants have attacked Israel, is that this intent to expand settlements to, as Mr. Smotrich, the radical far-right finance minister says and has said before, to bury the idea of a Palestinian state. This intent is made much more explicit now over the course of the past 2 years because it is coupled, it is paired with very rapid action on the ground, as we have seen play out in front of our very eyes, as we see that settlements are expanding at a very, very quick speed because it has become part of Israel's official policy to basically what they call reclassify land that Palestinians worked on or that belongs to Palestinians, and call it so-called state land, where the next step then is obviously to build roads and eventually build housing. The question is, and that is the question that was proposed to us while we were filming, Palestinians were asking us, who can stop this? Who can help us? And the United States actually more directly than ever a couple of weeks ago said that they do not support annexation. But if we listen carefully, for example, to the U.S. Secretary of State, Mr. Rubio, he has also said, though they do not support the annexation of the West Bank, he also added that small word there, not right now. And of course, this leaves people in the occupied West Bank, as well as in occupied East Jerusalem, in limbo and in this uncertainty, what's the future? Because the more is being seized as a territory by Israel, what's left to recognize as a future Palestinian state, because the occupied West Bank is to be part of a future Palestinian state according to their perspective. And all of this is happening while the Geneva Convention made it very clear that the occupying power here, Israel, occupying West Bank since 1967, does not have the right to actually move its population, Israelis, to the territory it occupies. But this is exactly what is happening as settlements are expanding there.
Senior international correspondent Fanny Facsar, thank you.